Hello everybody, this video I want to talk about Lies of P. Well, I actually made a video before, but I didn't think that the message was actually coming through right, so I made another one, this one. So I think that Lies of P, based on the reaction that I read online, actually humbled many Souls veterans. But then I mean that Lies of P will increase the difficulty in that sense that people find it to be more difficult than they expected a Souls-like game to be. And it's actually led to some really funny user reviews and comments on Reddit and on social media where people just tell others, well, just get better, basically. And of course, there's always will be those who super analyze everything, and well, some of them might be legit concerns that actually led the game to be more difficult than some say it should be, and some actually love it because they find this Souls game to be more difficult than others, and actually this is something that could be more challenging and more rewarding for those who really love basically the higher difficulty that Souls-like games bring. Now, for some players, it actually took quite some time to finish some of the Souls games, and some players are just very consistent and really want to finish a game, although they might find it very hard. Yeah, there's a learning curve, and those games are much more difficult compared to other games, but again, the reason people love playing them because they also feel very rewarding. Now, for some players, there are players who just don't want to take the shortcut way, basically cheese the game in some way or take the easier route. They want really to take the challenge heads on. And this is true, by the way, to other type of sport, and people are very competitive in their nature. They don't want to, take the easy route. They want to make sure they finish a certain challenge in what they perceive as to be the correct way to do so. It's actually reminded me of something that Alex Arnold, which is a professional climber, mentioned, that he was disappointed with his performance, and he knew that he had gotten away with something. He wanted to be, not a lucky climber, but a great climber. So this is kind of similar. Those who actually play those type of games wanted to really tackle the challenge and defeat it and feel great about themselves. Now, if you ask me where I stand on this, I understand the part that you feel satisfaction where you do it without actually any hate or cheesing. And basically for me, I kind of a mix between the two. I try to finish the game first with anything possible in the game because I really like having all the possibilities and making use of them to complete the challenge, basically. The other thing is, after I do that, I really enjoy doing a second playthrough, and then I try to improve, basically try to do things without any aid, try to learn the boss's moves and try to finish them with less aid as possible. In fact, what you see here is actually playing Elden Ring. This is the first time I fought against Malena. This is known to be one of the toughest bosses in Elden Ring. Now, when I first played it, I used everything I got, and basically I was able to finish her first time. And the funny thing is, I didn't even know that she was actually count as hard. I used a mimic, of course, as you can see. Later on, I realized that so many players, there's so much troubles, and I just moved on, basically. But again, as you can see, I used a mimic for the first time. Later, of course, I learned how to beat her without using any aid. But again, this took me some time and learning to do so. Now, whether I felt bad about that? Not at all, actually. I actually enjoyed it a lot. But whether I enjoyed more where I actually was able to finish her after learning her moves? Yes, because then I felt like I'm in control, and feeling you're in control rather than you feel threatened feels just better overall. But it took me time because then I needed to practice and learn the different moves. This is, by the way, the second the New Game Plus where I actually faced her the second time, but this time again with another build, Sorcerer, I think, and basically I needed to learn how to dodge her flurry attacks, and it took me some time to get used to it. Of course, I learned a bit more online, read what other people are doing, and tried to replicate it and basically get better. Now, the thing is with Lies of P that players felt that the game is much less forgiving. I think it was kind of similar to Sekiro Shadow Die Twice, with lots of the attack you need to parry or dodge, and basically you need to be really on your feet all the time and pay attention carefully, because if not, you're gonna get punished. Now, of course, for some players who actually don't mind this and actually enjoy the higher difficulty because they can show off their skills, this is something great. People love that. People love showing off, being able to finish tough bosses, and those are many people actually having troubles with. But you need to understand there are people who don't have a lot of time to do that, or just learn, and basically they kind of feel frustrated. They really like difficult games, but it gets to the point where some of the design might be too difficult and cause them to spend more time learning, and basically they just don't find it fun. And I have to agree, there are some things that either you're going to learn it, or you need to have very precise and good timing that it feels it's much harder to actually execute a good run. And by that I mean, of course, being able to complete a certain boss fight with success. So after I finished the game, my first playthrough, I went again to fight the boss, this time without any ghosts. Again, some of them you can't really use ghosts, but for others, without even using throwables. And you need to understand, those items are available for you to make the game easier. It's up to you whether you decide to use them or not. In the first playthrough, I used throwables, I used the ghosts, it was a lot of fun, but after that I decided, well, to get better and enjoy the combat in a different way. Actually, I found it to be really good replay value, because I actually want to use the items. I actually find that I want to use everything the game has, because this is more fun discovering things like that. And after that, try to do it without those items, which of course is more challenging, requires you to pay attention more. And in some combats, by the way, I find it is even easier if you drop all the items, because you just focus on the combat, and it's much easier like that for some of the fights. So I think lots of you will agree that Lies of P actually humbles some of those who are, fans of the Souls genre and found this game to be overly difficult. I actually heard some of the most respected players, especially those who try to speedrun and spend a lot of time in Souls game, mention that this game is much harder than many of the other Souls-like in Souls games. Again, at least very high difficulty, and yeah, that was mentioned. So again, they've also mentioned that if people say it's not, they maybe don't know what they're talking about. Nonetheless, again, it's very, of course, subjective. Some players might find it harder, some less. But generally speaking, Lies of P is a difficult game, and relatively with higher difficulty compared to other Souls and Souls-like games. So I want to hear your opinion. What are your thoughts about this? Be truthful. Did Lies of P humble you as a Souls player? Did you find it to be harder and challenging and even more frustrating than other Souls and Souls-like game? Let me know in the comment section below. Again, I don't have a lot of experience with Souls game. I do play it, of course, more, and I spend more time playing other games that I haven't played before. But you probably have much more experience than me, so I really want to hear your opinion, your point of view regarding Lies of P compared to other Souls game, and how you felt about it. Let us know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.